Hare Krishna. We are starting on chapter 15 of the Bhagavad Gita, which is called Yoga of the Supreme Person. Now, for those of you who've practiced yoga, have you ever heard of Purushottam Yoga? In other words, translated, that means Yoga of the Supreme Person. So this is what we're going to be talking about. Now, everyone by now knows what the word yoga means, and yoga means to connect. So yoga of the Supreme Person means that yoga by which we connect with the Supreme Person. And to connect with the Supreme Person, we also know who the Supreme Person is. We're going to start with the fifth verse. Although the first verses are really great, and for those of you who have your Bhagavad Gitas, and I hope everyone does by now, then please look at the entire chapter and look at the verses that lead up to this fifth verse, excuse me. And here Krishna says the following. Nirmana moha jita sanga dosha adhyatma nitya vinivritta kama dvandver vimukta sukha dukkha sangir gachanti amuda padam avyayam tat. Those who are free from false prestige, illusion, false association, who understand the eternal, who are done with material lust, who are free from the dualities of happiness and distress, and who, unbewildered, know how to surrender unto the Supreme Person, attain to that eternal kingdom. And that eternal kingdom is something that was referred to in the previous verse. Here, the beginning of this chapter establishes, yes, that there is a Supreme Person who has a supreme kingdom, an eternal spiritual kingdom, of which we're going to hear a little later on. And here, Krishna explains how it is that one actually attains that. And as is characteristic with yoga, here Krishna talks about, well, what is the qualification for actually attaining perfection in yoga? And when we talk about Purushottam Yoga, we mean Bhakti Yoga taken to its perfection, because Bhakti means devotion to the Supreme. Now, here, what are those qualities? What is the essence of Bhakti by which one actually not only connects with the Supreme in terms of consciousness, but actually goes to the realm of the Supreme? Okay, I'm just going to go over the points that are mentioned in this verse because they're very important and very interesting. And they are characteristic traits and traits of the purity of the heart. Listen, free from false prestige, free from false ego, free from illusion, meaning that free from the illusion that I'm this body, free from false association. So a person who's associating with those people who help them advance spiritually, not associating with those people who bring them down. Then, who understand the eternal, what is temporary and what is eternal, and the difference between the two. And there is the very many infinitesimal eternals, that's us, and there's the one supreme eternal, who are done with material lust. Finished. I'm finished with being an enjoyer of this world. I'm finished with enjoying my senses. My destination is a different place. I know I'm not this body. I'm done with lust. I maintain this body for the purpose of being able to continue practicing bhakti yoga. And as a result, who are freed from the duality of happiness and distress. What's happiness? What's distress? These are things that are conditions that relate to my senses. It's hot, I feel uncomfortable. It's cold, I feel uncomfortable. And in between, oh, now it's so good. But it's a very relative thing. This is happiness, this is distress. These are just arbitrary things based on how my senses feel. But actually, I neither become cold, neither do I become warm, because the soul is above all of those things. These things have to do with the body. So, and a person is freed from that means that, yes, I'm aware of them, but I don't identify with them. They don't define me. They don't determine me. I'm not happy or sad because of heat or cold. And who are unbewildered. That means good things happen, bad things happen. So many things are going on in this world. That's to be expected. I wasn't establishing any false expectations. What does it mean to be unbewildered? That I have some expectation that's not met and I'm confused why. Why didn't that happen? I worked hard as anything and I still didn't get the result that I wanted. Why not? So a person's not bewildered because he knows why. Because he knows that this world is not his home. This is a place in which my karma is unraveling. It's not the place that I'm looking for happiness. I'm looking for happiness somewhere else, and that's within. And now here we're talking about the kingdom of the Supreme. Up to now we've talked about the Supreme. Now we're talking about the kingdom of the Supreme because he's a person. So we're somewhere, and he's also somewhere. These people, what do they know? They know how to surrender to the Supreme Person. So surrender, and this is, we come across this verse more and more in Bhakti. Bhakti means to accept the will of the Supreme. That is called surrender. Now, whatever type of yoga we're practicing, Hatha yoga, well, all right, I'm surrendering to the asanas. I'm surrendering to what it's required to sit like this. I'm surrendering to this breathing process. I'm surrendering to accepting a certain lifestyle. And without acceptance of the Supreme, then how can you go to the Supreme? So this process of surrender, it is called Sharanagati. We will find that this comes up in the conclusion, in the concluding verse of the Bhagavad Gita, where Krishna just says, Mamekam Sharanam Braja. Now, just surrender to me. That's the essence, really, of yoga and the essence of religion. So we'll continue on, but look at these qualities. Freedom from false prestige, illusion, false association, understanding the eternal, done with material lust, free from dualities of happiness and distress, and being unbewildered. These are the qualities by which one can actually surrender to the Supreme. More the next time. Hare Krishna.